Hey guys, it's Brian again with another ceiling fan video. What I've got for you here is a 52-inch Gulf Coast Dixie Belle ceiling fan. This fan is from the early 90s. It's a Halsey made Dixie Belle in antique brass. It's got oak blades, beautiful shape. And I added this 5-light kit that I had on my Fasco Charleston that was installed here prior to this. I ended up taking that fan down because it needs some replacement bearings, and I wanted something that was quiet and powerful, and I had never tried a Dixie Belle before. Always wanted to own one, never owned one. So I got this from fellow fan collector Chris Held, who has owned this fan for many years since it was in its original home, and it was meticulously packed when I received it. Apparently the guy that he got it from, who was the electrician that took it down, had meticulously packed the entire thing in a box for a Quorum ceiling fan that it replaced. So this fan is in pretty much near mint condition, if not mint condition. So anyway, I'll go ahead and I'll show you the fan with the light off so you can see it. Absolutely gorgeous. I'll turn the light back on. And I have the pull chain set to high speed, and it's on the 4-speed wall control that's been in here for the longest time. So starting it off on low. Mind you, that was a 4-speed Leviton wall control that I installed way back when I moved in here. The only flaw with this fan is that the blades are unfortunately warped due to heat and being in storage. But cosmetically, they're in pretty good shape. The fan itself is like mint. It's got that nice big 188 motor in it that these are known for. And even on low, it's definitely stirring up a pretty decent breeze. All right, we'll turn it up to medium on the control, which is like a medium low. This was the speed that I was running it on last night when I was sleeping. And it was very comfortable. It moves a ton of air, but like a gentle breeze on this speed, but it's very solid. No hum at all. This fan is silent. And we'll turn it up to high on the control. Now this fan does have a pretty violent wobble to it, so I'm not going to run it all the way up for too long. This is the second last speed, and you can already tell that it's wobbling pretty bad. And that's just due to blade warpage. Now, a little known fact about these, at least for people who don't know anything about Gulf Coast fans, is that they have been made the exact same way with Halsey motors since this particular era, which is the early 90s. The only thing that's changed on those fans is the blade brackets. And the tips of the blades on this one are kind of like Casablanca, where they're like rounded tip. Now they have the flat tip blades, but literally the same hole pattern. So if you have one with these tulip brackets or pretzel brackets, you can use the newer blades on these. So my original intention was to buy a newer, darker set of blades to match my furniture for this fan. And they'll fit. But it's moving a ton of air. And this is just medium speed. I mean, high on the control, but medium on the fan. Like medium high. No bearing noise at all. Oh, and before I forget, this actually has a 3-way light kit. In case you guys didn't know about that from the Charleston video. And now high, which is max on the control. And like I said, I think that the wobble is exaggerated by the light kit, because the light kit has a tendency to move a little more than the fan. But yeah, it's a pretty bad wobble. So, moving an absolute column of air though. Go ahead and spin down now. I wish I could show it longer. I just don't like the fact that it wobbles that much. But these things are stupidly powerful. Like, this really is a great air mover. And I know there's a lot of collectors who are like, oh, Gulf Coast, oh, they're so common, oh, they're so boring. To be quite honest, they're probably one of the last companies to make a traditional vintage-looking fan in antique brass, if not the last company. I can't verify that, but I know that Gulf Coast has made this fan the same way for the last, 30 years. And to be quite honest, they still hold up. Like, I've actually gone to Dan's Fan City in Hilton Head, South Carolina. Actually, technically it's Bluffton, but it's on the way to Hilton Head. And I can tell you for 100% fact that the new Dixie Belle performs exactly the same as this one. They are absolute powerhouses. Like, if you want a good daily runner, solid fan, I'm going to be honest, I was almost tempted to buy a brand new one until this one came up. But if I'm being honest, I like the look of the pretzel/tulip brackets more than the newer brackets. I don't mind the newer brackets. I wouldn't mind owning one, but I'd prefer this one. Of course, it's got a ridiculously long spin down time because the fan is in mint condition and the bearings are absolutely pristine. So this might take a while, folks. But I could definitely see someone installing this in like a dining room or a kitchen or just about anywhere you can put one of these, depending on your choice of light kit or if you just choose not to use a light kit. But yeah, I've slept very comfortably last night with this thing running. So I'm really glad that I put this up. However, this fan may not be permanent because I just discovered recently, when I put this up yesterday, that, and what's amazing to me is I've lived in this house 2 years and I didn't know this, but the box that this is attached to is actually bolted to a joist in the ceiling, and it has holes that are perfectly spaced for a U-bolt. So you know what that means. Potential Hunter Original install. So that will be coming down the pike. I'm going to run this one for a little bit and enjoy it. So anyway, there you have it. That is a 52-inch Gulf Coast Dixie Belle in antique brass. Hope you guys enjoyed. Keep watching. More videos to come.